Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a mid-spend infantry main strategy guide for players who wants to be in the mid-spend range and wants to be infantry main. Before watching this video, make sure you have already seen the ultimate guide to being an infantry low-spend player, as I will be building up on the information provided on that video, and I won't be repeating what I said on that video on this video just to avoid saying the same thing over and over again. You also need to watch my ultimate guide to succeeding as a mid-spend player and the ultimate guide to progressing in Doomsday Last Survivor from early to mid to late game, just to give you a baseline on how to progress your account in this game. The other important videos to watch is the infantry field hero pairs, the infantry rally hero pairs, the infantry garrison hero pairs, and the updated infantry hero tier list. This is going to be a realistic guide for mid-spend infantry players. Before asking any questions in the comment section, make sure that you watch the entire video first, because I won't be answering any questions that I have already covered in this video. I also want to say that choosing to be a mid-spend player will open a lot of doors for you if you want to be a difference maker type of player. A difference maker type of player is someone that is responsible for your alliance winning the game because you are able to provide rally that can break the enemy garrison or provide garrison that the enemy is unable to break, thus allowing your team to win a PvP event. This is entirely possible as a mid-spend player that is specifically playing in the Fearless Warzone, as you are able to equip yourself with proper armaments to do some serious damage to your opponents. As mentioned in the low spend infantry video, you will also need to buy gold from the gold store to maximize the value of your money. I won't be talking about the monthly and weekly gold pass, as I already covered it in that video, so do go watch that first. But instead, I will be talking about the gold pass, which is a mandatory buy for mid-spend players of this game. So in this game, they recently added the gold pass, which costs $9.99 per week, and you get 999 gold right off the bat. Since you do need to spend a minimum of $1 per day for 6 days to maximize the benefits of this promotion, the real price is actually around $16 US for the gold pass. If you spend a minimum of $1 per day for the next 6 days, you'll actually be earning a total of 1,500 extra gold. So for the price of around $16 US, you will get a total of 2,499 gold. It's not as good as the monthly gold pass or the weekly gold pass, which is not available to people who live in the US, but is still available for people who live in other countries. You also get some bonus items. The most notable ones are 1 legendary hero fragment, biomechanical drawing, 15 high carbon steel, and 1,500 gems. If you buy this 4 times a month, it will cost you around 64 US dollars, and you'll get a total of 9,996 gold, which translate to almost $100 worth of gold. So basically, the way you look at it is you spend 64 bucks and you got about $100 roughly. As a mid-spend player, the minimum amount of money you need to spend if you buy the gold monthly pass, the weekly pass for non-Americans 4 times in a month, and the new gold pass 4 times in a month would be around $121.35 US. Traditionally, mid-spend players spend around $100 per month on the low end, but can go as high as $400 if there's a really good promotion in very specific times of the year. Usually this occurs during Black Friday, the IGG annual Doomsday anniversary, and during the Christmas promotion. So you can expect to spend a little bit more during those special promotions, but on average, it's going to be closer to $100 per month. So a lot of mid-spend players will most likely be spending between $100 to $200 per month. Now let's talk about heroes real quick. I'll mention the 8 heroes that I think is mandatory to get as an infantry mid-spend player. So the first one is going to be Alien Vault, which you can get from Lucky Roulette. The second important hero is going to be Miyamoto, who you can also get from Lucky Roulette. The new hero Boyd Warden is a must-have as well, which you can get from Top Commander, as well as Stella, which you can also get from Top Commander. Riven is another important hero to get for infantry mains, another hero that you also get from Top Commander. And if you got this hero during the collaboration event for infantry, Marco is a must-have hero for infantry mains. Another important hero for you to get that is a must-have for field fighting is actually going to be Bianca, as well as Claude. So those are the 8 mandatory heroes for you to get as a mid-spend infantry mains. I'll quickly mention 4 heroes that are optional to get, and it's up to you which 2 of the 4 you want to focus your attention on. So there's going to be Rigoro, who is a hero you can get from the police station. He's still useful to this day, especially for the purpose of doing garrison. Budala is another excellent hero you can get for the purpose of doing field fighting or garrison. He is available in Lucky Roulette. There is also Eddie, which you can get from Top Commander. Again, still very useful and very good to this day. And there is Adat, who is the fastest infantry hero available in this game. You can get her from Lucky Roulette. I do recommend getting to VIP 13 as fast as possible, so you can get 3 legendary hero fragments per day. As a mid-spend player, you can also go to VIP 14, and I do cover that in the low spend video, so go watch that video. In terms of hero pairs that are a must-have or must-use, in the field itself, the best pairs for you to use is going to be a combination of Aileen and Miyamoto together, as well as a combination of Marco and Claude. If you're doing rallying, you definitely do not want to to use Miyamoto because rallying with Miyamoto is only what stupid idiots do. Instead, you need to rally with Stella as your main hero, and the best pairs for Stella when it comes to rallying is actually going to be Marco. Her second best partner for the purpose of rallying is actually going to be Eddie, so you can do Stella and Eddie together. And if you're playing in Archipelago Raid and you're doing a triple rally and you need to buff your teammates and debuff the enemy, then Stella and Claude is an excellent pair for the purpose of rallying in Archipelago Raid specifically. For Garrison, an excellent budget pair for the purpose of Infantry Garrison is going to be Rigoro and Riven. The good thing about this pair is no super weapon is needed, and this is still a strong pair up to this day. The combination of Boyd and Stella is also really good for the purpose of Infantry Garrison. You can actually use this pairing for rallying as well. And there's also the combination of Boyd and Riven together for the purpose of Infantry Garrison. Other field hero pairs that you should consider using, depending on the circumstance, is actually a combination of Boyd Warden and Alien Vault. So this is an excellent pair for battle royal situations because this pairing deals a huge amount of damage. Another good combination for you to use is Bodala and Riven for field fighting. There is also the combination of Miyamoto and Adat, which is a classic infantry field pair. This is a very good pair for the purpose of hit and run. There's also Marco and Bianca, which was actually at one point the meta strongest infantry hero pairs. Another good combination to use would be Eddie with either Bianca or Claude. So basically the purpose of this is Eddie will be providing them with counter damage. So it will make it more challenging for the enemy to swarm your buffer/debuffer heroes. You can also replace Eddie with Stella to protect Claude or Bianca. Another good combination is going to be Boyd and Riven together, as this will be quite a defensive pair with high amount of damage. And as usual, the rider and range troops that you get will be used for the purpose of filling rally and garrison during PvP events to help your alliance win and help you earn extra points. As a mid-spend player, you won't have enough money to power up all 3 troop types. This is mainly going to be reserved for players who are Dolphin or Whale. I also want to mention that since I already covered on what to buy in the low spend infantry video, I won't be covering them again in this video. So do go watch that video on some of the important stuff that you need to buy as a mid-spend player because it's going to be the same as a low spend infantry player. What I will be doing instead is I will be talking about what other stuff you need to buy in addition to the other must-buy stuff that I covered in the low-spend infantry player. And this additional stuff is going to be mandatory for the mid-spend player because it's going to give you that extra power-up that low-spend players won't be able to have. So depending on the strategy that you follow, you also have the option of purchasing the Endless offer to get armaments. And I do believe it costs $25 to complete the entire Endless offer. And I do believe you get 2 sets of gold armaments if you complete all of this. I think this promotion is offered twice per week. So at most, it's going to cost you $50 per week. But you don't have to buy all of them if you don't want to. It's up to you which one you want to buy. In the low spend video, I mentioned that it's good to buy the Mega Armament Sale Silver Voucher for low spend player. But for mid spend player, it's also good to buy the Gold Gift Voucher. So I do recommend getting that as well. Your ultimate goal is to fill all 6 armament slot with 5-star gold armaments. However, you do have a different route that you can follow as a mid spend player. And this one is going to take you a lot longer to achieve. But if you are new to this game and you want to go straight to this is definitely a good option for you to try. And that is going straight to Superb Armaments. Superb Armaments has a border around them, while the regular gold one has no border around the picture. So as a mid-spend player, you do have the budget to go straight for Superb Armaments, but you have to buy only the discounted ones. Otherwise, it's going to cost way too much and it's not going to be worth it for you. If you do decide to go the Superb Armament route, then you're not going to buy the regular armament route until maybe later on into the game when you are focusing on your second set of heroes or third set of heroes. So where do you buy the Superb Armaments? Well, the most obvious one is the Mystery Treasure event, which costs about $40 to complete the entire thing. You can actually use that event to purchase other stuff like the Super Monthly Pass, the Radar Station Pass, just to name a few. And if you spend $40 during that event, you can actually get Superb Backpack, Helmet, Pants, and Shoes. There's also the District Showdown event, and in this event, they do sell gold dices that you can use to enter the alleyway in that event where you can get Superb Armaments. District Showdown is actually one of the best places for you to purchase Superb Armaments as they have the best deal in that specific event. There's also the Secret Armory event, in which case I do recommend only buying the cards with the gems. Do not purchase the cards with your money. In the Island Raid event, you can purchase the Superb Weapon and the Superb Vest. I do recommend paying the $5 extra to open up more of the Island Raid store so you can purchase more Superb Weapon and Superb Vest armaments. In Archipelago Raid, you can get the Superb Gun armament for free, depending on how well and how much points you earn during that event. In Genesis War, you can get the Superb Helmet and the Superb Shoes. In the Value Lotto Auto event, I do believe you can get the helmet and pants, superb armaments, and it's going to cost you gems. I do think that depending on how much money you spend in this game, sometimes they force you to save up a lot more gems, but I do think it costs about 36,000 gems to complete the entire value lotto and get the superb armament using gems. In the police station, you can also do armament tracking, and armament tracking allows you to randomly get armaments, including superb armaments. There's also the black market, and in the black market, you can also purchase superb armaments. I do believe it can cost you between $20 to $40 to get the discounted superb armaments. They also have the grand armament offer, which I don't recommend for anyone except for dolphins and whales, as this is too expensive for mid-spend players. Another good event is the Doomsday Vault. If you buy all the discounted keys, I think it costs about $35 to buy all of them. That is a great way for you to get some discounted superb armaments. If you go to the arena store, you can also get the superb shoes and the superb pants for free, depending on how deep you are in the arena. During Alliance League, they also offer the buy 3 get 1 free, where you can buy superb armaments. I don't recommend this because this is mainly for dolphins and whales. In Splendid Steel, in the Great Hunter store, you can also get the shoes armament, depending on how much files and arrows that you drop during this event. And on the third day of Splendid Steel, you can also buy superb armaments. It is $5 per piece, but you also get a lot of files. So that would be a good exception to the rule here in regards to cheaper armaments, just because of the amount of files that you get. Basically, as soon as you can get your superb armaments to 3 stars, it will be somewhat similar to a 5-star gold armament, and you're ready to go to fight in the field, do some rallying, do some garrison, depending on which war zone you are also fighting at. The next and most important thing is the workshop, and I've already covered most of this aspect in the low spend infantry video guide, so do go watch that to know what you need to do. The only addition that I'm gonna say for mid-spend players is because you are gonna be getting a lot of T3 blueprints, then you do have the luxury to also open up all the range and also all the rider in your workshop, just so you can boost up your squad firepower. The next most important thing in the game is beasts, and as I have mentioned in the past, this is not the area that I am most knowledgeable about, and also as a mid-spend player, you really can't invest in beasts until you're roughly 2 years into the game. That's why you really have to be a dolphin or whale to really be caught up to the point where you can also invest money into getting beasts. That is the unfortunate reality of this game. So basically, until your superb armament set is finished, then investing in beasts is quite difficult for mid-spend players. Now, I did have a conversation with one of the more known YouTubers for Doomsday Last Survivor. His name is Z. A lot of you guys know him. This mofo knows a lot about this game, a lot more than me, and the information that I'm about to use to explain some stuff about the beasts on what you should get came from him, so I just want to make sure credit is given to him, as he's the one that provided me with this information. This information is also available in Discord in the beast section of the official Doomsday Discord server. Now, based on my conversation with him, if you go under attributes and you look at the question mark right beside special attributes here, you can see that there is something called crit, combo, and counter. So basically, based on my conversation with him, you don't want to super power up just one of these 3 because there is going to be diminishing returns. So there's actually a sweet spot somewhere where if you get your attributes to a certain amount, then it's going to help your beast deal more damage to your opponents while keeping the beast alive longer. As a mid-spend player, the rough ratio that you want to aim for an evergreen build is 50% for the crit, 25% for the combo, and 25% for the counter. Now, if you're rally focused, then your crit will be roughly 50% and your combo will be 35% roughly, and your counter will be 15%. If you're garrison focused, then crit would be around 50%, combo will be around 15%, and counter will be around 35%. So this is what I know so far about Beast. Like I said, go to Z's channel or talk to him in a game or go to Discord to do more research on this. But this is the TLDR on how you want to approach your attributes in Beast. I've also already covered equipment, refining, and parts in the low spend infantry video, so do go check that out, as it's exactly the same as the low spend player. In my opinion, parts is the biggest scam in this game, and it's only really for dolphin and whales to invest in parts. In regards to PvP events like Archipelago Raid, Genesis War, or Island Raid, it's important for you to have several farm accounts, at least one, but more would be good, just so you can gather a lot of resources to get you ready for the PvP events, allowing you to fight as long as possible and get lots of War Beats War points in Archipelago Raid and and Genesis War, or lots of extra points that you can use to collect items in Island Raid. It's definitely important to join an alliance with healing tools to allow you to heal faster in this game and to max out all the quests available in PvP events such as Island Raid, Archipelago Raid, Genesis War, and whatnot. As far as Alliance Gold goes, it's pretty much the same as what I covered in the Infantry low spend video, so just follow that. The last thing I want to cover that is a little bit different now is going to be skins. So if you click buffs here, you can see that there's different permanent buffs that you can get, and there's a maximum amount of percentage that you can get for the buffs. So when you get a building, like a shelter skin, for example, it'll tell you what permanent buffs you can get as a result. And there's also March skin with a permanent buff. So as a mid-spend player, you don't want to focus on getting specific shelters and whatnot unless it's by coincidence lines up to your current goal. So whether that helps you get superb armaments, stronger workshop, or beasts, then go ahead and get those skins. But if they don't help you get any of those, then don't actively pursue them because this is not for mid-spend players. Good example for me is the B duck. So I have the duck, right? And I got the duck because they were selling a lot of heavily discounted superb armaments when they were having this promotion. And by pure accident, I ended up getting the B duck. But the B duck March skin is something that I was not aiming to get. It was something that I got by accident as a result of me just trying to pursue getting discounted superb armaments. So that's what I mean by only get this stuff as an accident or as a side bonus thing, and don't actively pursue it because it's not worth your money as a mid-spend player. So that's about it for the video for mid-spend infantry players. In the future, I will be covering the dolphin and whale spend guide for infantry players specifically, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.